come the reinforcements. Just in time. Look how cute she is. Keep it coming, keep it coming.
I'd honestly take that right now over this.
Oh my God, yeah. Come on, guys. Come. Let's go. Time to move. Come. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Yeah, come on. There we go. Come on, everybody. Hey, guys. Come on. Yeah. Come on. Go ahead.
There you go. Good job. You're doing great. You're doing great, sweetie. Yeah.
What's this last one? All right, good morning. We are in the garage at the moment, trying to fix this Jeep. It's got a busted U-joint that happened the other day while I was driving, and yeah, it makes it really hard to drive it. You really can't drive it because if the U-joint busts, then essentially the front axle is useless. But anyway, let me show you what the issue is. Right here is the U-joint, and I don't know if you can see that, but it's not supposed to do that. It's supposed to be tight. So that thing is super loose. So I've already fixed the other side. I did the other side to try and figure out what all the issues were going to be, and there's quite a few of them. So I'm going to do this side, and hopefully this will go faster. So start by taking the tire off. Okay, so I finally got this axle shaft out, and I've already put the new U-joint in here. I didn't want to film all of that because there was a lot of hammering and things going on trying to get the old one out of there. But for the passenger side, I used the shop press back there, and the old one ended up busting out all these caps, breaking the caps on the outside, which made it a nightmare trying to get this thing out of there. I had to end up using the angle grinder to cut the old one out of here, which is not ideal. But it also, the press also pushed these forks, we call them forks, these things, pushed them in just a little bit so that when I put the new U-joint in, it wouldn't fit right. So I had to spread these back open using like a bolt and half-inch bolt and some washers, and then 2 nuts that I backed or pushed against these 2 things to push them back out. This one I just used these 2, so this socket went on one side. You can imagine I put this on this part goes down on the concrete, this sits here, and then this socket 3/4 inch socket goes on this side. It's just smaller than the cap, and then I just hammer it with a hammer, and just, yeah, it takes a while because this stuff is like rusted in there. But I was able to get the old one out doing it that way instead of using the press. I've used the press before for other U-joints, and it's worked well, but I don't know, maybe this one is just too rusted, or was just too rusted. But yeah, so this is all fixed now, new U-joint. I'm just gonna go throw this back into the Jeep. It's the same procedure as I showed you when I took it out, so probably not gonna film that. So I'm gonna throw this back in there, and the Jeep will be good to go once more. The next thing I need to do on it is to replace the suspension. I'll put new coil springs and new shocks because the ones on here are really worn out. And then I also got to replace the power steering seal. It's leaking quite a bit of power steering fluid, but we'll do that some other day, not today. So let me get this finished, and we'll see you in another day. Coming up here.
Yeah, this is the spot it always blooms. This whole section.
See if we can close this up with one more section.
I'm sure we can. If not, I can
Yeah, we can maybe bring this in just a tad. Feeling okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. Ow, ow, ow. Yeah, we're good. You can go ahead, baby.
Well, why don't you just attach that last one and then we'll take it out as far as you can.
I don't like that you keep yelling at me.
I'm trying to maximize their space, man.
It's not very nice. Always yelling at me.
Remember when I almost killed the sheep over here?
Yeah, I remember. They're all like, we remember. Not funny.
Hmm.
Will you do me a favor?
Yeah, what's up?
Pick up this one and bring it out. Yeah. I'm going to have to go through here with the tractor and get to the sprinklers. Bring it out further. Yeah, like right there.
Hey, pigs.
Dan.
Fresh salad.
Eat your salad.
Oh, I gotta get this over here. This is too cute. That is so cute. Laying in the shade. There's more tree cover over here too, guys. Look at you, you look so comfy. Yeah. You're so cute. Alright guys, new spot. Let's go, come on. Good job. Yeah, good job.
Are you ready for your debut?
Yeah, how do I look?
Look great.
Okay. Start, I guess.
We're recording, yeah.
Okay.
You go ahead.
Hi, happy Tuesday. Andre and I are just finished up moving the chickens, moving the pigs, and checking the cows. Andre moved them yesterday. And we wanted to share a little bit about the forage on our farm. So just a little background. I did cosmetology for a decade before getting into farming. When the pandemic hit and the salons closed, I decided to get my herbalism certification while we were stuck in the house. And so now, you know, I get to explore the farm and I see all the natural forages that we have here, and I'll collect a bunch of them and make teas and tinctures and all sorts of things. Andre's son loves to help me do that. But yeah, so I thought we'd go over a few of the forages on our farm today. Starting with one of my favorites, wood sorrel. What is it in Afrikaans?
Sierkies.
Sierkies in Afrikaans. They're absolutely delicious. They look just like clover. They look very similar to clover. Let me see if I can find some clover to compare. But they have this heart-shaped leaf, and clovers will have a rounded leaf. That's how
right here.
you see it. Yeah, so here's a clover leaf. See how it's a bit more rounded, oval, and then that's the wood sorrel. But these are absolutely delicious. You can put them in salads. They're lemony, they're tart. Yeah, my nephew also loves them. But one of my favorites to come and snack on if you find them in a place where the cows haven't pooped on them. Here is fleabane, another one of our favorites. So a lot of people will call this like a wild daisy or whatever, but it's actually fleabane. This is great if you cut yourself out here working and you've got you know, want to stop the bleeding quickly. It's a styptic herb, so you can take it, crush it up, and put it on your cut, and it'll quickly help the cut from bleeding, stop the cut from bleeding. Another great herb, especially on the farm. This is chicory. We've talked about it before because the cows love to eat it, but a lot of instant coffees are actually made out of the root of this plant. You can dry it, grind it, and make coffee out of it. But the flowers are also very beautiful, and you can add them to salads or decorate, you know, a dinner plate with them. They're edible, so they're fun to use and sprinkle on top of food.
What's this over here again?
This is thistle. This is one of the thistle plants. There's thistle all over the farm. I'll point out the bigger ones later. I don't know the individual names of them, but all thistle plants are edible. You can eat the roots. They taste like, or the stalks, I should say, not the roots. And they taste like celery. They're crunchy, they're watery, they're delicious. They're fun to snack on. And this one over here, this is Queen Anne's lace. See, I've taught them a thing or two. This is Queen Anne's lace. It is an abortifacient herb. You can Google that.
That's a big word. I
don't want to get canceled on YouTube for explaining that, but yes, it is a great plant. It's beautiful. It's great in bouquets, and a very useful plant for sure. These are wild blackberries. I'm sure you saw Andre snacking on them in the previous video. Obviously, you can make jams and jellies and syrups and all sorts, and just eat the berries. They're delicious. But the leaves have a more medicinal use. You can make a tea from the leaves if you're having diarrhea or upset stomach. They're really good to make a tea out of. It'll help your microbiome.
Better than Pepto.
Yeah, so the whole plant's useful, but we love it. We love to come and, this one's not the best one on the farm. There's some other ones that are much juicier, but we love coming by and snacking on blackberries when we see them. You rolling?
Yep.
Okay. So up here, all of the elder flower has now turned to berries. So I collected a bunch of these when they were still flowering. The flowers are good for seasonal allergies, preventative for colds and any sort of like respiratory issues. But now see, they're turning to berries, and I'll collect them once they are fully ripe, if I can beat the birds to them, and then make elderberry syrup, which I'm sure most of you are familiar with. And that's more for the elderberry syrup is better taken once you're already sick. The flower is more preventative. Make a tea out of it. If you've just got some seasonal allergy stuff, it's better for that. But the berry will actually help shorten the length of a cold or any sort of respiratory illness. The thistle I was just talking about, here is some of the purple top thistle. Again, the roots, I keep saying roots, the stalks of those, you can cut them off at the base, skin the leaves, or the leaves and the thorns off, and then the stalks are just like celery. They're super juicy. They have a ton of water content. They're delicious. And then, of course, honeysuckle. We've got some still lingering. But again, you can make jams and jellies and syrups out of those. Those are delicious as well.
Cool story, bro.
This is a wild grapevine. If you're ever out hiking and get lost for whatever reason, and you run out of water, you can always scrape the bark off of this. Let me grab my knife, see if this one has any water in it. You can always scrape the bark off of these wild grapevines, and they will usually have water in them. We haven't gotten a ton of rain, so it might be dry. So I guess if you're somewhere where you've experienced a drought, you're screwed. There's no water.
Well, it's so hit and miss.
Yeah.
Last time we did it, out of like 10 of them, there was only one that had water coming out of it.
Yeah, so I guess you'd have to do some sort. It's wet. It is wet.
It's starting to get, yeah, maybe it'll start.
And then I don't see any leaves, but the leaves are edible as well. Just like you can eat or make dolmas. You can make dolmas from the wild grape leaves. You can eat the wild grapes. They're very sour. It's not something you would want to snack on. My nephew at our wedding had a few out of the florals. Oh, this one's dry, but anyway, yeah, the leaves are edible. These are the leaves here. Yeah, you can make homemade dolmas out of these. Oh, there's a lot of grapes up there.
Up there, I don't know if you can see them because it's kind of a dark.
Is it? Okay.
Oh, right there.
Yeah, there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and there's some up there as well.
There's some hanging.
But they're forming. They'll get big and
there.
purple when they're fully ripe. This is burdock. You get burdock and curly dock. So this one I always like nerd out about. It's
also known as butterdock.
Yes, exactly. See, I've taught these boys a thing or two. This originally got its name butterdock because this is how in the 1900s they used to package butter to, you know, ship it out and sell it. They would use the leaves to wrap butter with. So it was initially named butterdock, but it's now known as what did I say? Burdock. Burdock. Because then it went from butterdock to people started actually eating the leaves, and it was bitter, so it went to bitterdock. And now it's just known as burdock, and then the curly dock. But yeah, little fun fact. I think that's kind of neat. This is wild rose. Unfortunately, all the flowers are gone. They bloom in the spring and then they die back before the big heat wave hits in the summer. But the flowers themselves are very delicate. You can put them in a tea. They're delicious. I like to do those in like a wildflower tea. I'll do the red clover, the rose, yarrow, and whatever other like florals I can find. It just makes like a really bright, sweet, pretty tea. But these also have the rose hips in the fall, and then through the winter, so you can collect the rose hips and make tea. It's like a light honey flavor with a little bit of tartness to it, and it is packed with vitamin C. It has more vitamin C than an orange. So if you're trying to prevent a cold, ward off a cold, yeah, or lessen a cold's, what's the word I'm looking for? Symptoms. You can make a tea out of rose hips, and it's really good for you. Good for you. Vitamin C is great to take in the winter anyway, especially when you're indoors and passing around a bunch of illnesses and germs. But yeah.
Is it also known as a multiflora rose, or no? Is that
I don't know. I've never heard that.
Just heard some people call it
Multiflora rose?
I think.
I thought it was a wild dog rose.
Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
I think this is a Bradford pear right here.
It looks like it, yeah.
This one. Isn't it invasive?
It is, very.
Got these nasty thorns on them. But
we don't have a ton of them, but we've got a few on the farm.
Come to find out, you can actually cut these down, leave the rootstock, and graft a thornless pear onto the Bradford pear, and then you have a pear tree. Pretty cool. Use the rootstock as the base, and then just graft another pear onto it. So
yeah, Andre and I took a silvopasture workshop. We learned a lot. It was really cool. Yeah, you can graft those. You can graft the honey locust.
that's the one, honey locust. Yeah.
And start, all sorts of trees. It's very, very fascinating. It was a cool class.
What?
This one over here, it's not edible or anything. This is purple crown vetch. You can eat the seed pods before they bloom. They're still edible, but once it flowers, it's no longer edible. But the flowers are really pretty, delicate little things.
Oh, thank you. All right, we're back here in the shrimp barn, and I'm doing something for the pigs in here real quick. I noticed we moved them this morning, and I noticed that it looked like they were growing a little bit slower than I'd like. They're still just a bit small for their age, and I'm trying to help them kind of kickstart their metabolism a little bit. So I've had this issue in the past, and I contacted my good friend Caleb Fichter, who used to live just down the road from us here we're close to in Campbellsburg. Him and his family have now moved up to northern Indiana and have a farm up there, the River Farm. If you're ever up there in northern Indiana, check them out. They grow a lot of great veggies and the best pasture pork, some grass-fed beef and stuff, so definitely check them out. Shout out to Caleb if you're watching this. He was always my go-to guy for, and still is, for any sort of hog-related questions, because I got started sort of being inspired by what he was doing over at Valley Spirit, and we got our first piglets from them, so he's taught me a lot when it comes to raising pigs on pasture, and so yeah, thanks for that. But anyway, so back to what we're doing here. We like to ferment the hog feed for like 24 hours and then feed it to the pigs. That not only breaks down the grains a little bit, but we add some apple cider vinegar, and that starts the fermentation process. And just like eating like fermented food for us, it's good for your gut and good for digestion. So we do that. I just add some water. I've added 4 buckets of feed in here right now, and then I'm gonna add some water and some apple cider vinegar, and then just let it sit overnight, and then tomorrow we'll come scoop buckets out of here and feed it to the pigs. And we'll do this for a couple weeks, and we have found in the past when we do this, it kind of kickstarts their metabolism, and just they seem to really do a lot better after doing this. So yeah, let's get to it. I have some apple cider vinegar here. It's been sitting in the Jeep for a while, but it's still good. Hasn't been opened yet. So we just pour some apple cider vinegar in here. There's no real measurement, but let me go grab the hose. Alright, so I'm just going to add some water in here. I'll show you what I'm doing here. So this is the feed. We just add some water until it comes to the top here. And you don't want to add too much, and it just becomes real soupy. You want to get this, be enough to get everything wet and start the fermentation process, but not too much for it to be like soup. So it takes some, I'll probably add some now and then wait, and then add some more later on, but it smells really good. Like tomorrow morning it'll smell really nice, got like a sweet smell to it, and the hogs just love it. We would do it more. It just takes extra time, and lifting these buckets when they're with wet food is a lot heavier than the dry food. So, but yeah, we'll do this now for a couple weeks, get their metabolism right, and then hopefully from then on they'll be fine. So we'll let that sit, come check it later and see if we need to add some more water, but then tomorrow we'll feed it to them, and I know they're gonna crush it. Whitney's packing orders down there. I don't know if you can see her, but there she is. I'm up here on our small walk-in freezer. We've been using it as a walk-in cooler. You can just change the thermostat to warmer and then run it as a cooler. You just got to change the defrost intervals or the defrost timing on it, because for a freezer you usually set like 45-minute defrost. For a fridge you don't really need that long, so I just change it so it doesn't warm up too much in there. But had some issues with this thing. I had the compressor shut off on high pressure when it got real hot up here, and then I let some gas out because the pressure was real high on the low side here, and I think I let too much gas out, so now I have to add some more. So the way this thing works, your compressor is right here. You got your low side port, charging port right here, and then the high side is, where is it? Over here. That's the high side. So the high pressure is right here, low pressure here. The way the refrigerant flows, it goes up in here, enters into the compressor, gets pressurized, and then it exits. Oh jeez, just fell over. Exits out there at the bottom there. I don't know if you can see it, but, or actually down there at the bottom, that's where it exits. So and then it goes from the compressor to the condenser, which is right here, and then from the condenser it goes down into the evaporator, which is inside the box, and then from the evaporator goes back to the compressor. So that completes the loop. When you charge it up, always add it to the low side, and there's a sight glass here. I'll show you. There's the sight glass. I'm going to watch that until it runs clear. There'll be bubbles forming in there, and then once it runs semi-clear, we know it's close to full, and we can stop. So it's going to get a little bit loud up here, so once I switch this thing on. This is a 3-phase unit, so we had to put in a phase converter. This is a 3-phase phase converter. It runs off that motor, essentially produces the 3rd phase, and that gives power to this compressor. So we switch that on first, and then we turn the compressor on, and then we'll add some gas. So we'll start by attaching this to the low side here. PSI is quite high up here, but 54. Okay, let's turn this on. PSI is dropping now, pulling a vacuum, so we're gonna open this up and add some gas to it. It'll take a minute for this to for the refrigerant to start flowing. The evaporator's not calling for refrigerant just yet. As soon as that kicks on, there's an expansion valve in there that controls the flow of refrigerant into the evaporator. So once that kicks on, it'll start pushing fluid through the evaporator and then back to the condenser, and the whole thing will start running. So it usually just takes a minute for that to happen. Once that gets going, then we'll be able to look at that sight glass and see where we're at in terms of refrigerant. Condenser fan is running, which is a good sign. Essentially what it does, it pulls hot air out of the box through the evaporator, and it goes, the refrigerant brings it out here, and the heat gets released at this condenser. So the fan, the air movement over the condenser pulls the heat out, and then it goes back in there and just continues doing that. You can usually feel if it's working, this air should be warm. It's being pulled out of the condenser. So nothing's kicked on yet inside the box, so we're just waiting for it to kick on, and then we can then we'll be able to add some more refrigerant. All right, back here at the freezer now. We're just waiting for these fans to come on. Evaporator fans are on now, so go back up to the top, check the gauge, see what it shows. Side pressure is at 11 psi at the moment. Sight glass has some bubbles in it, so we'll probably add a little bit more refrigerant. But yeah, now that it's running, we'll just wait for it to come down to temp and see if there's continues to be more bubbles. I'll probably come back a little bit later and check on it, but for now, I already added some gas, so I can feel the condenser's hot. This line right here is cold. The high side is getting hot. We'll wait and see, but hopefully it'll keep running now. We'll store our stuff back in there. Okay, you're live.
This is another plant on the farm with a lot of uses. This is dandelion. I'm sure people have seen these growing in your yard or in parks nearby your house. Edible, you can fry this little guy, put it in some batter and fry it up and snack on him, and then you can also eat the leaves as well, the dandelion leaves. I got so tickled one day. I was in Rainbow Blossom grabbing something, and someone was selling these in a container for like $9. Dandelion leaves, so, and just weeds out of your yard. Just
business idea. Great.
Seriously, it's so funny to me. But yeah, absolutely edible, good for you, a diuretic, good for liver support. But yeah, another little plant on the farm. So this is catnip. It grows all over our farm. My house cats love it. I'll bring them home a fresh sprig. And it's also really great. I love to drink this as a tea at night. It's a sedative, mild sedative herb, so you can drink it to, kind of soothe yourself at the end of the day. It's very calming. It has a very pungent flavor, but if you combine it with some other bright herbs, some citrus, a little bit of honey, you don't really taste it. I do believe it's a nervine too. I could be wrong about that, but I do know that it's a mild sedative, but it's great. It's great to wind down at the end of the day. Great tea to have. It's great for sleep, for a good night's sleep. And I love it. I love that it grows all over the farm. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
So this isn't an herb, but this is Johnson grass, which the cattle, and then when we had sheep, they would eat. But just a interesting fact about Johnson grass, during droughts it will produce prussic acid, and it can kill your livestock, but you don't have to worry about it. They smell it or taste it if they nibble it, something, because they do avoid it when we have a drought, and the prussic acid is built up in the leaves. But when it's not, if the soil's moist and we've had some rain, they devour this stuff. They love this stuff. But it's just interesting, the animals, how they know, and then the fact that it produces that acid is just kind of interesting. So, sorry. I've lost my cameraman, but I just wanted to show you all the coolest thing ever. So there is milkweed all over our farm, which is, necessary for the monarchs. But you can see it coming up here. This entire patch right here is nothing but milkweed. And so we'll get, once it starts blooming, there's already some that's bloomed around the farm. This one seems to be just a bit delayed, but there'll be a ton of monarchs here soon, and it's the most beautiful time of the year. I mean, there's a lot of beautiful times of the year on this farm, but it's really magical. So my very favorite herb that grows across the farm is yarrow. Not everybody loves the taste of it or the smell of it even, and all the blooms are gone, unfortunately. They die back at the beginning of summer, probably towards the end of May, I guess. They kind of make their way out, but they're one of the first things to bloom in the spring. I think they smell amazing. It's got like kind of a licorice, like anise smell and flavor to it. I love drinking the tea. I think it is delicious. Some people find it very medicinal. To each their own, obviously. It's great for skincare. It's great for your skin, for wounds, for rashes. You can put it in a bath. You can make balms out of it. It's really one of my favorite herbs, and it's so cool that it grows like all across this farm. I forage as much as I can and dry it and hang it to make things with. But yeah, like I said, all the blooms are gone, but the flower, the, what do you call it? The leaves are still here, words. And they smell so good. They're so delicate, and it's just truly one of my favorites. It's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful flower. A lot of florists will use yarrow in their bouquets, because it lasts so long in a bouquet. It dries really beautifully. Yeah, it's a great flower all the way around. I love it so much. It's like one of the herbs I really nerd out about, because I just think it's so useful and so lovely. It's very gentle too. A lot of like natural baby care products will be made with yarrow. So this is an autumn olive tree. No, that's not. That's wild grape. This is an autumn olive tree. The leaves are kind of silvery. They've got this very silvery underside. I don't know if you can see that. It almost looks fake. It almost looks like a plastic, like a fake tree. But anyway, they're incredibly invasive. They're not good to have on your farm, but this one's here, and what are you gonna do about it other than chop it down? But it's okay. It doesn't seem to have spread. I think I've only noticed one other autumn olive on the farm. It's also known as a Russian olive. But anyway, it produces a berry in the fall that is to die for. It's like one of my favorite berries. It is kind of like a cranberry. It's very tart, but it's teeny tiny, like the size of like a little blueberry, and it's reddish. They get quite red when they're ripe, when they're really ripe. But yeah, it tastes like a juicy cranberry. It's so good. I love them. Andre does not like them, but I love them. So yeah, that's another fun little plant we have on the farm. This is another great herb we have growing on the farm. I'm so grateful for the abundance this farm provides. I feel like there's so much, but It's so cool. So, or I find it cool anyway. Yeah, so this is bee balm. It's very beautiful. I mean, just to stumble upon it in the, if you were to be hiking or whatever, you would think that it was so pretty, and it is so pretty. But it's also a great herb, also a digestive herb, great for upset stomach of any kind. You can make a tea with it. Outside of the medicinal use, when you dry it, it tastes just like oregano. So you can use it, you can save the flowers, and sprinkle them on, savory dishes, or if you like fresh, or you can dry them, and add them to salts, or put it in like an Italian herb blend. It tastes just like oregano, but it has medicinal properties and benefits as well. So very cool. I just found a lonely little guy. Oh no, there's two of them. There's another one up here. This is wild field garlic. I don't know if you can see that there. Yeah, it's an allium. It's in the allium family. You can use the little flowers to, what's the word I'm looking for? Like decorate your food. But you can sprinkle it on top of your food to give it like a garlic flavor, or you can dry them and add them to, salts, make some really pretty, they're on their way out, but they're usually very like lilac, or maybe even more vibrant than lilac, like periwinkle colored, and so they're really pretty when they're dried, and you can add them to salts and make like a garlic salt. You can use any part of it, but this tends to get a little woody. If you chop it up really fine or dry it and powder it, it's great. You can use it in place of garlic powder, the flowers as well. But yeah, they're hanging on for dear life because they're on their way out. They're another little, I'd say early summer bloom, but it's been so hot, they're dying back. So here we have an abundance of, speaking of abundance, we have an abundance of red clover, which I'm so grateful for. Another one of my most favorite herbs, and we're not short on it here. I love this in teas. You can dry it and use it, or you can use it fresh. When we were kids, and when I still do it, you pick off some of the petals, and you, just like the honeysuckle, you squeeze the nectar out of the tip. And it's so sweet. You can hear all the bees in here. So lovely, but makes a delicious, lightly sweet tea. It is mineral rich. It's a very nourishing herb, and it was traditionally, folk medicine. And still used for women's wellness, overall wellness. It's a very nourishing herb, and it's really beautiful in a tea. I like to combine, I think I said that earlier, red clover with the wild daisy, the wild rose, and the yarrow. It makes a wildflower tea. How beautiful is that? And it's so delicious. It's so light, so delicate, floral, lightly sweet, and just full of good things for your body, which is the coolest thing ever. I love herbs. My GoPro gave out on me, so we're switching to my phone. But so let's see. Here's some white clover. Again, not like the dandelion. I'm sure you've seen this all over your yard and around the park and wherever else. Another awesome herb. I'll add it to my wildflower tea as well sometimes if it's abundant or blooming. But it was traditionally used for headaches and for breaking fevers. Also a nourishing herb and mineral rich as well. It's not blooming at the moment. Another flower that pops up in early spring and is gone by the summer, but is the wild daisy. I've mentioned it a few times. I like to add it to my wildflower tea blend, but it is kind of got a nutty flavor to it. It really like rounds out a tea. I love it. It's beautiful. To put it in a cup of tea after picking it is just so magical and so pretty, but it also dries really well too. Okay, this is an herb I got so excited about this morning. I was such a nerd. Andre and I were moving the chickens this morning, and I could not take my eyes off this plant. It's the first one I've seen on the farm ever. I'm so excited that it's here because that means we'll get more, especially since it's flowering. It's really special. Normally you only see them excuse me, on roadsides, and you don't want to forage them or harvest them roadside because they've probably been sprayed, and obviously you don't want that. But you guys get the first peek at the first ever mullein plant I found on the farm. Such a nerd. But I'm so excited to see this beauty here. It's so beautiful. So this herb was traditionally used to support respiratory health. It's great for any sort of respiratory issue that you have going on, asthma, a cold, bronchitis, general respiratory irritation of any sort, like that with sage, marshmallow root. Oh, so good. So good for respiratory health. If you've got any, funkiness going on, it's great. You usually want to use it as a tea. It's the most beneficial. Harvest it, dry it, or you can use it fresh as well. And then make sure you strain it really well because it's got like tiny little hairs on the leaves. You want to make sure that you strain out, but great for respiratory illnesses of any sort. Not a plant that you want to consume, but one that is good to be able to identify. This is deadly nightshade. It's got tiny thorns on it. You've probably seen, if you've ever been out in a field or hiking in the fall, you've probably seen the berries of these. They almost look like tomatoes. They're like yay big, orange to red, depending on the time of year. And yeah, they look like little tomatoes. Did I say that? Yeah, they look like little tomatoes. But it is one of the most poisonous plants in the world. And it's all over the farm. It doesn't grow in clusters. You'll just see one like here and there randomly. It's very common out here. And it doesn't, the cows don't eat it instinctively, but even if they did, it would take a ton of it to like make any of them sick or to hurt them, majorly. But yeah, it's where the initial name belladonna, or that's belladonna if you've heard that word before. That's what that is deadly nightshade. Any practical magic fans out there? That's your girl. That's Donna. Another guy I've been out here searching for. Some places it's very thick, and other places it's more thin. But we've talked about this plant a lot over the course of our few videos that we've posted. But this is plantain. This is broadleaf plantain. There's also longleaf plantain, which Andre talked about in either our last video or the video before last. It's very easy to identify. It's got these veins running down the back of it. If you pluck it, there's these little strings that come out. But a lot of benefits to this plant. It is traditionally known as the first aid plant. You can make a poultice out of this, which means you crush it up. You can add a little water or spit if you're, out in the holler. And then crush it up and put it on bug bites, cuts, stings, scrapes, splinters. It's really good for wound healing. Nature's Band-Aid, if you will. But it also has digestive benefits. You can also make teas out of it. It's good for digestive upset. And then you can also eat it just like spinach. So you'd want to cook it. It's not like a spinach you'd want to eat raw, but you can absolutely cook it and use it as a green. It's also got tiny little fine hairs on it, kind of like, well, not like nettle, because nettle is a lot more pokey, but you want to cook off these hairs. So if you saute it with some butter, olive oil, lemon, garlic, a little bit of red pepper, red pepper, you can use it in place of spinach and forage your own meal or side dish. Pretty cool. Unfortunately, I don't have any mushrooms growing that I've found anyway at the farm at the moment, other than black ink mushrooms, of course, but which are poisonous. You don't want to eat those. They'll make you hallucinate. But this tree, I have found lion's mane, pheasant back mushrooms on the not the other side of the farm, but I guess in between this field and the next field on the farm, in the tree line, I found chanterelles, tons of woodier mushrooms. They're everywhere, which are great, all edible. Chicken of the woods I found, delicious. Yeah, we're lucky. We've got a few mushrooms growing around here, but not as many as I would like. But it's been so dry for the past couple weeks, so of course we don't have anything growing at the moment. But I always come back and check this tree to see if anything's growing on it. Another poisonous plant. I'm surrounded here by poison ivy. You can identify it by the 3 leaves, and then the center of the 3 leaves, there'll be a red center, and that's how you can kind of identify it. It's all over the farm at the moment. I am highly allergic to it. Andre, however, has the incredible gift of having absolutely no reaction to it whatsoever. So I just stumbled across another really cool herb. This here is wild lettuce. I don't know if you can see it, kind of see the leaves to identify it. This is one of the ones that's very important to thoroughly identify if you're ever going to forage it or use it in any sort of medicinal way. So the milky sap that this produces, which is also a great way to identify it, I'll break off just the tip of this leaf here and you can see it immediately produces this milky sap, latex. So that can be used to, you can see it there, promote relaxation and ease occasional discomfort. That's what it was and is traditionally used for. Some people absolutely swear by it. But yeah, a very, very cool plant to ease pain, discomfort, promote a restful night's sleep. It's great for sleep. And yeah, just all around relaxation. So this might be one of Andre and I's favorite trees on the property. This is a mulberry tree. It's fruited and oh no, there's still a couple there. This is an old one, but see if you can see it. There's a mulberry, one of the last ones hanging on. Yeah, they usually fruit early spring and then they're done again by summer, like a lot of things around here. But my personal, well, I already said the autumn olive berry was my favorite, but I also really love a mulberry. They're so good. I think they're sweeter than the blackberries that we have on the farm. I love them. I love to make jams and desserts and put them in pancakes or waffles. They're so, so good. Andre and I will come out here and just pick baskets of them and just eat them until our fingers are purple. But yeah, Andre and his dad both have really beautiful memories of mulberry trees in South Africa that they both shared with me one day. It was really sweet. They both shared with me very nostalgic mulberry stories at separate times during the day and alone each time. They had no idea that each other had shared that story with me, but it was so sweet, and I love hearing stuff like that. But yeah, they would climb up in the trees and eat mulberries until their faces and fingers were purple. So sweet. I love memories like that. Okay, our very last forage of the day, and then I'll stop with all this plant talk, is the mimosa tree, or the tree of happiness. You've probably seen them before. People use them in their yards as like ornamental trees. Let me see if I can, I might have to flip my camera around here momentarily, but I'll get some video of them. I'll flip the camera around so you guys can see. But neighbors, sorry. But this tree, the flowers on it, they're beautiful. They're stunning. They're pink and they're fluffy. They look ethereal. They look like something out of a fairy tale. They're gorgeous. But you can dry them and make a tea out of them. You can use them fresh and make a tea out of them. They're supposed to elevate your mood, be calming, Restorative is the idea behind their medicinal properties, but it's also just really pretty, and it's yummy tea. So yeah, if you're lucky enough to have one of these trees on your property, go gather the beautiful buds right now. They're blooming, and make a tea out of it, cup of tea out of it for yourself, because it's just beautiful nonetheless, even if you aren't looking for the medicinal properties and benefits of it. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed hearing me yap about plants today. They're my favorite thing to yap about. I'm really passionate about herbs and foraging, and it's so cool. I mean, obviously we have a garden in our home, and then we've got the food from the farm, but then we also have all this medicine and foraging opportunities here on the farm as well. Totally, self-sustaining. It's just so cool. I mean, I could just nerd out about it for days, but it's awesome. It's such a privilege to have this untouched, and nothing on the property is sprayed, or has any chemical or fertilizer or anything on it. So I can safely forage and pick and make teas, or use it to cook with, or what have you. The one thing that I did miss, it's too late in the year for it now, but in early spring there's wild garlic. Not like the allium that I was talking about earlier, a different one. It's the green one that people pick, and I think most folks call it wild onion, but wild onion is actually are actually ramps, but it's wild garlic technically, and I've made a garlic salt out of that. It's absolutely delicious. It's super garlicky, and oh, I love it. Anyway, see, I could go on for days, but yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope I didn't yap too much about botany today, but yeah, as things bloom and grow here on the farm, season to season. Every season brings a different herb, a different plant, a different tree, a different bloom. I'll talk about them intermittently as they bloom here on the farm, if that would interest you all at all. Well, thanks for tuning in today. This is it's Tuesday evening. It's about 6 o'clock, so I am gonna call it a day. We're gonna go in and make some dinner and shower, because it is so hot, and relax, because we've been going at it since 5 a.m. So yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, we'll update some more tomorrow and the rest of the week, and post on Friday. So see you guys then.
Morning. Here with the pigs this morning, and yesterday I had mixed up this wet feed, the fermented food for the pigs. So this morning's the first time we're going to feed it to them. That's what it looks like there. See, this is the wet stuff here. There's the dry. This stuff smells so good. It's been fermenting overnight with some apple cider vinegar, and yeah, I've got 3 buckets of that and 4 buckets of dry. And yeah, we're gonna give that to them this morning, so let's see how I like it. You guys want some of this good stuff, huh? This. I think it's safe to say they like it. Yeah, they're chowing on the wet stuff. You guys like it? Yeah? Enjoy. Now we gotta go fix their fence down here. Whitney and I were sitting on the back deck last night and we heard a squeal coming from over here. Just figured that they were either fighting each other or playing around, but yeah, this is what happened. Somebody got too close to the fence and got zapped. Thankfully, what in the world's going on here? Oh, let's go like this, yeah. So, yeah, these guys are notorious for doing this. Looks like that's hopefully all the damage. Let's see if there's any more down here. This is a really nice spot for them. Everything looks okay over here. And I'll kind of walk you up through this. This is all part of their enclosure now. So moved them over here yesterday. You can tell they've already been through here, rooting around. This is all just shade. Hey, bud. Yeah, this is a nice spot for them. Stay nice and cool down here. And out here, there's the drinker. 2 of them. I gotta probably refill those today.
Guys, how are you all? Doing good? Wonderful. So, who here had breakfast today? You ate breakfast? What did you have? Did you have a waffle? No. You had a waffle? You had chicken nuggets. Does anybody know if any of that came from a farm? Do you know if any of that you had came from a farm? No. It didn't. You said you had sausage and chicken nuggets. Those come from a farm. Yeah. Chicken nuggets, they come from a farm. The chicken came from a farm. Yeah, so we're going to talk about that today. So my name's Whitney Faul. This is my husband, Andre. And we farm at Faul Family Riverside Farm in Henry County, which is not far away from here at all. Maybe, about 30 minutes from here. And we raise cows. Who likes cows? Yeah. We raise piggies and chickens and turkeys. You have chickens. And we raise shrimp too. Does anybody know what shrimp looks like? Yeah? Yeah. You do? Yeah. So we grow little baby shrimp until they get into big shrimp. How cool is that? Okay, guys, so these are some things from our farm that I brought to share with you today. Everybody knows what this is, right? Yeah. It's an egg. And we'll touch on this later again, but everybody knows where the eggs come from, right? Yeah, chickens. The chickens, that's right. They come from chickens. And does anybody recognize what this is? Anybody seen this before? What is it? Hay, good job. You're very smart. Yes. So that's hay. So that's what our cows eat in the winter when all the grass is gone. And what? Horses, exactly. Good job. And sheep and goats and any sort of ruminant animal, they eat hay. And this, who takes a vitamin in the morning? Anybody? Yeah? So these are the vitamins that we give our cows. It's called mineral, and it's got all the vitamins that they need, and they can just lick it up. I'll let you guys pass it around if you guys want to smell it or touch it. So that's a cow vitamin. That's what they have it's like their Flintstone gummy in the morning. And any guess as to what this stuff is? Yeah? You've seen this before if you've been gardening. It's seeds, right? So this is grass seed and clover seed and plantain seed. So this stuff right here, this is plantain, and this is what the cows eat. And then any guesses as to what this is? Feathers. And do you know what animal it's from by chance? A turkey. We raise turkeys on our farm too. Thank you, babe. So those are turkey feathers. Those are wild turkey feathers. Those aren't the feathers from our turkeys, but same thing. We do have tractors. You like tractors? Everybody loves tractors. They're fun. And then this is our pig, our cows. They're out grazing. So our cows, some cows eat grain, right? Some cows will eat grain, but our cows, they only eat grass. We only give them grass to eat, no grain. So this is them grazing, and this mineral I showed you, that's where we keep it. That's where they eat it.
Looks fun. Howdy, folks.
Hi, guys. Happy Thursday. Or Friday. You're watching this on Friday. Maybe.
Oh, you want me to keep going? Okay.
No, I just got distracted because there's a wasp in the house and Betty's staring at it.
Anyway, so, yeah, let's start over. Well, welcome back.
Hi, guys.
It's Thursday afternoon. We just got back to the house. Whitney's busy editing the video that you're currently watching, and I just got done with that side barn job I was doing and did a bunch of mowing at the farm. And then, yeah, this morning we did that school talk. Just a lot of fun. We kept the kids interested for maybe, I don't know, 5 minutes max.
3
and then
minutes.
It just spiraled out of control, but
Especially, yeah, I thought like we would have better luck with the 8 to 10-year-olds. I think the 4-year-olds possibly were more interested than the 8 to 10-year-olds.
Yeah, it seemed that way. So, but it was fun. They liked the interaction and the props and things you brought. So
yeah,
they had fun with the turkey feathers and the sheep wool and all the grass and legumes and clovers and things that we brought. So yeah, they enjoyed it. But yeah, thanks for sticking around to the end of this video. I know it's a long one. We got into a lot of different things this week, and
yeah,
it's great. Glad to have Whitney talk about all the forages and all the benefits of all the forages we have.
I hope you all found that interesting and not terribly boring.
It's only, I mean, there's plenty of other ones that she can still talk about, so it's only like a snippet of some of the stuff that we have here. So
yeah.
But yeah, it's been a fun week. It's been a hot week. Gosh, it's been humid, crazy humid. But otherwise, yeah, it's been good. Next week we process chickens again, so it's another big week, traveling and being on the road, tired. So yeah, we'll,
always tired.
take you along. And yeah, so we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Peace.
Oh, God.